Hello, my fellow HIT students. This evening I am doing some case studies and we're going to PCS code them. I'm going to put you in my brain so you can see how that's done. And it is going to be messy at times. I'm not going to lie about that. So, the first case study that I have is looks like a transfusion. So what I like to do is I like to go through here and highlight or underline the important information that I find in here. A lot of it is just information that I'm not going to use while coding. So you go through and just the key things that you use for coding, highlight it all. Some of the things you might not use, but it's highlighted, it's there, it's easy to pick out. And I do find myself talking with my cursor, so sorry if I give you motion sickness on that one. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to put in transfusion because that is what she went in there for. Transfusion. First, we have to spell right. Fusion. There we go. There's no T. And then where'd she get that at? Well, it was her vein. Okay. And which vein was it? It was her peripheral. And what did they give her? They gave her some blood products because platelets are blood products. And as you're typing in your words, you're going to find all of that stuff on this side, the index side. So I've gotten as far as I could go. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And right here, it's going to tell you everything about that, you know, the section that you're in, the body system, the type of procedure that was done, and then I like how it tells you what exactly it is. That way, if you're kind of off, you can read that and go, yeah, that's not what it was. Peripheral vein is checked, good. It's already going to put in that it was percutaneous, and I love these little question marks up here. If you push on them, it's going to tell you exactly what the definition is. And that way, if you're not quite sure, like, I don't know if it was percutaneous, you can read it and go, yep, that's what it was. The substance, that is going to be platelets. It's checked. And then the qualifier, that is not checked because you need to put that in there. And it says right here that it was not that person. So we are going to mark that, and that is your code. 30233R1. And then we're going to go on to the next one. And this one, okay, this one's a good one. I like this one. So when you're coding too, unless you're doing the same kind of coding, the wordings are different for inpatient and outpatient. And I find that it's easy to forget, especially when you're going back and forth between inpatient and outpatient classes. So say you do forget the wording for that. So the cast was placed on this little boy's arm. So if you forget the word to start off with, you can type in cast, okay? And see, it says casting, see immobilization. Ah, that's right. If you're splinting something or casting something, you're immobilizing it. Okay, now I remember. So click on immobilization, okay? Then you can carry on with your, the rest of your code. So it was an arm. That is, those extremities are always separated by upper, lower. Okay, it's not just going to be arm like when you're doing diagnoses. So I'm going to put in upper. Well, no, that's not going to be it. We're just going to do extremity. How about that? Yeah, extremity. And then it's already going to put down here for you lower, but it was upper, and it was the right arm. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to take a look over here. It's already got everything there. Upper, it's external, obviously, if you're putting a cast on them, so it's not even going to give you any other options to pick on that. And it was a cast. It's not going to give you any options for qualifier because It's pretty cut and dry. So your code for that one is going to be 2W38X2Z. Okay, the next one is a 78-year-old male. And he just, bless his heart, has a nosebleed. So for that, they just packed it. It literally says in here, stop the bleeding. So that is controlling it. Anytime you want to stop any kind of bleeding, you're going to control the bleeding. So I'm going to type in control. And then right away it says control bleeding in nasal mucus and soft tissue. That is perfect. And right here, control bleeding in. And you can pick other areas, say if it wasn't in the nose, but it is in the nose. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. That does not look like what I want. No, that's not what I wanted. Now, I could have done this to where when I coded everything looked really perfect, but honestly, when you're coding, it's not like that at all. Sometimes I can go around and around and chase my tail for quite some time. I will not put you through that. So, the other thing on here, I kind of got sidetracked. Controlling the bleeding, stopping the bleeding. How did they do that? They packed it. Okay. Well, I went ahead and typed in pack. There's packing. And what did they pack? The nasal area. Nasal. And right there, oh, it even has it. It's perfect. Okay. Packing, putting material in the body region or orifice. Yep, that's what they did. Nasal, external, packing material, no qualifier. Nice cut and dry. 2Y, 41X, 5Z. And I didn't have you chase that tail with me too much. All right, next one is 39-year-old male, cut his thumb. Refused to have it sutured closed. He's so tough. So what did they do instead? Well, they just dressed it. Okay, well, he's going to be tough. So I put in dressed, but dressing comes up. And what did they dress? They dressed his thumb. And what thumb was that? His left one. And it's right there. Love it. Okay, left thumb. External. It's got a bandage. Okay. Putting material on the body region for protection. That one is good. Not chasing too many tails yet. There will be some tail chasing. Trust me, it will. Okay, this one, right index finger, placed a splint. And remember the last one, casting, splinting, you want that limb to not move, so you're immobilizing it. Immobilization. Oh, I can't spell it. It's right there in front of my face. Look at that. Immobilization. Okay, and it was a finger. And it was on the right. Okay, so we're going to click on that. It's not a full code. So it is the right finger, okay, external, and you put immobilization, but the reason why it's not a full code is because you have to add some stuff in here. Obviously, there's no qualifier, but, you know, how did they immobilize it? Was it a brace, cast, splint, blah, blah, blah. And it says splint. Put that in there with a 2W3JX1Z. And for the next one, okay, I hope you guys can read this stuff okay. I know some of the stuff I was reading, it was kind of small, but the videos were much more professional than mine. Kudos to you guys. Very well done. Let's see. So this is 2. Okay, so he had an open hip replacement, and then he had some dialysis treatments while he was there too. So we are going to start off with the hip. So I'm going to go ahead and put in what he had done. It was a placement, the hip. And right there it already says partial or total C replacement, lower joints. Oh, I put hip. See, and I said that earlier. It's always by the extremities, upper or lower, and I still put in hip. What do you do? But thank goodness for this beautiful little index here that just helps you right along. And it says it was the left hip joint. Okay. It does say it was open, and it's ceramic on ceramic. So we're going to look for that synthetic ceramic substitute there. And that's a beautiful 3. And there was no cementing, so uncemented. So that first code is going to be an 0SR B03A. And then we're going to do the dialysis. For dialysis, I haven't done too many of the dialysis, so I'm going to just put in hemodialysis. Oh, look at that. See, performance. Huh, wouldn't have thought performance. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Thank you, Mr. Index. And it says at the bottom they're intermittent, less than 6 hours per day. So right here for the duration, it says intermittent, less than 6 hours per day. Filtration, not giving you any options for that because that's what dialysis is. It's filtering the blood. And then no qualifiers. And there we go. 5A1D70Z. Next one is, oh, poor little boy got an inflamed eye. He got something in his eye. Oh, stars. So it looks like they're going to irrigate it. And that one we're going to go ahead and start off with. It already kind of helps you out there. They're irrigating the eye. So I'm going to put irrigation. And it's the poor boy's eye. And it already has that here for irrigating the eye of a substance. So I'm just going to kind of see where that takes me here. And it is external. They're not going inside the eyeball. And they are using some irrigation substance. And it wasn't for diagnostic purposes, so no qualifier. So 3E1CX8Z. Okay, next one is a left elbow. And I've highlighted, left elbow joint, percutaneous irrigation. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to irrigation. Irrigation. And it says of her joint, her elbow joint. Oh, let me put that in there. Okay. Joint irrigating substance. So it's got joints. It's got, well, it's not endoscopic. They didn't use a scope. It wasn't said in there. Was percutaneous. They went through the skin. They did use irrigation substance. And it was not for diagnostic purposes. And that will leave you with a 3E1U38Z. Okay, this one is an ablation. An ablation, it's burning. You're destroying whatever you're going in there and ablating. So, destruction. And I do not think I put that information on there. I apologize, but I don't think it says it on here. It does say lung, but it was the lower left lobe. So I'm going to put lung and lower lobe left. Okay, lower lobe, left lung. And they did that with a needle. It says tiny incision into the skin, which falls perfectly under percutaneous.